This is a quick video intended for people who have never played the game before. At the top right of the screen, you'll see a little gear icon. This is your game options menu, and you can adjust your FOV here and graphics options. Back to the main menu, you'll see the statistics, which are, as of right now, still broken, so just ignore them. Below are these two white arrows. These arrows let me select my character. Hovering over the play button will display the last server you played on for that character. Because this is a third-person server, I can press V or numpad enter to go into third person. You run around with WASD, and moving your mouse will turn the player. Holding down Alt while you move your mouse will turn just your head, allowing you to look somewhere else without moving your whole body. Holding down the middle mouse button will zoom in your view. You can hold Control to walk or Shift to sprint. At the bottom left of your screen, you will see the stamina bar, showing you how much sprint time you have left. The more weight you carry, the less total stamina you'll have. Q or E will let you lean your character to the left or right. Pressing C will crouch, and holding C will make you go prone. While prone, you can also double tap Q or E to do a barrel roll. Pressing space will allow you to jump. You can also vault over fences or climb over walls, as long as you have enough stamina. Be careful when jumping off of stuff. Even seemingly short falls can break your legs or kill you. Now I'll talk a little bit about the other HUD elements. In the middle, you'll see the quick bar. To the bottom right, you'll see your status indicators. From left to right, those are thirst, hunger, temperature, blood level, and health level. Other status indicators can appear to the left of your thirst icon for things like sickness, bleeding, wetness, and many more. As you can see, my character is hungry. You usually spawn with one food item, so press tab to bring up your inventory screen. The area on the left is for things on the ground near me in the world. The area on the right is my inventory. I'm going to left-click onto my fruit here and drag it into my hands area in the middle here. And at the bottom left, you'll see it now gives me an option to eat my fruit by holding left mouse. As I eat, you'll see my thirst and hunger arrows go up. This means those statuses are improving. If you eat or drink too much at once, you may get a full stomach indicator, and if you continue eating or drinking, you might throw up. When you first start off, your character's immunity is going to be very low, so you shouldn't drink from ponds or streams or you'll get sick. You should drink from the wells only, as those are totally safe. As long as your thirst, hunger, blood, and health are fully white, that means you are 100% immune and you can drink from anywhere and eat almost anything. You can also get sick from butchering animals without wearing gloves or washing your hands afterwards. In DayZ, all items have to be placed in your hands before you can use them. For example, I can activate this glow stick once I place it into my hands. To drop an item, simply open your inventory and drag the item to the left side of the screen like so. You can double-click on an item to quickly put it back into your inventory automatically. Below your hands area, you'll see the quick bar. You can drag any item from your inventory onto one of these slots, and when you press the corresponding button, that item will be placed into your hands. Pressing the button again will put it back into your inventory. You can also drop an item that you're holding on the ground by holding down the G key. However, just tapping G will put you into throw mode. You then hold down your left mouse button to charge up your throw, then release. This is a zombie. One zombie alone isn't a big deal, but groups are actually very deadly. Holding right-click will raise your fists, and left-click will punch. You can hold shift while pressing left-click to do a power attack. With your fists raised, you can walk backwards to block, or double-tap Q or E to do a sidestep. These controls work for any melee weapon, and almost anything can be used as a melee weapon. If you have a gun, you can also press F to do a melee attack while having it raised. Even for melee attacks, you always want to try and aim for the head since it does more damage. Zombies will sometimes have useful items on them, so walk over their dead body and press tab to see their inventory. If you're hit too many times by a zombie, you'll get knocked out. The screen will be totally black for a while, but you're still alive. Usually when you get knocked out, the zombies will walk away from your body. When you get back up, anything that was in your hand is going to be laying on the ground. To use voice chat, you press caps lock. You can also press the up arrow to adjust how far your voice is heard. The general rule within DayZ is no mic, no life, so you'll probably get killed for not talking. When moving items around your inventory, you can press space to rotate that item. And you always move an item from the top left slot of that item. Some items, like this shirt, will have inventories of their own. You can place items inside of the shirt, but now that there's something inside of it, you can no longer place it in your inventory. This goes for all clothing items with their own inventories, including backpacks. You can, however, hold an item that contains items in your hands for a little bit of extra space. Items that have their own inventory will always have this little arrow indicator on their icon. Clicking it will show or hide that item's inventory, even when equipped. You may also notice when hovering over items they have a condition indicator. The best condition an item can be is pristine, followed by worn, then damaged, badly damaged, and finally ruined. When an item is ruined, it can no longer be equipped or repaired, and you can only repair items up to worn status. All items also have a wetness status, which shows how wet they are. A lot of clothing items that are wet can be placed in your hands and wrung out. Being wet will make you colder. To get warm and dry, the best way is to use a fire. You can make a fire anywhere as long as you have a knife. With a knife in your hands, walk up to a tree to get the scrape bark option. Now cut down some bushes in order to get some sticks. In your inventory, drag the bark onto the sticks. You'll now get a new UI with the option to craft a fireplace. You now have a fireplace. Combining items like this is the basis for all crafting and repair in DayZ. Many items can be combined to perform actions or create new items like this fireplace, a fishing rod, or even walls of a base. As another example, to light this fire, I'm going to combine another piece of bark with some sticks, and clicking my left mouse button till I get the option to craft a hand drill kit. Now with the kit in my hands, I simply look at the fireplace till I get the option to ignite it. It's important to remember some crafting actions may not be very intuitive. For example, you can't eat a potato till you've peeled it with a knife. Some items like this headlamp require a battery to function. You can press L to turn the headlamp on. If you manage to find night vision goggles, you turn those on by holding L. Moving on to weaponry, with a gun in your hand, you can hold right-click to raise the gun. Left-click will fire the gun. Just tapping right-click will allow you to aim down your sights. Holding control will hold your breath and steady your aim as long as you have stamina. Some guns, like this bolt-action rifle, need to be manually cycled after each shot. To do this, press R. R will also cycle the bolt on any semi or full auto weapon. Sometimes your gun might jam. To clear a jammed gun, hold down R till the jam is clear. There are many ways to load ammo into a gun. One way is to drag ammo onto the gun in your hands. This will load a single round. Another way of loading your gun is by simply holding down R. This will load any available ammo from your inventory into the gun automatically. This also works for magazine-fed weapons. You can also load a gun by having the ammo or magazine on your quick bar and holding the corresponding quick bar number. Magazines themselves must be loaded and can be done in the exact same way as loading a gun. Certain guns, like this double-barrel shotgun, will have multiple fire modes. Press X to cycle through those modes. You may notice below the fire mode indicator, there is a distance measurement in meters. This is your weapon zeroing. Zeroing is how far your sights are set for. If your zeroing is correct, your bullet will land exactly where you're aiming. Zeroing is adjusted by pressing the page up or page down buttons. Some optics, like this hunting scope, will allow you to zoom in or out. You can do this by scrolling your mouse wheel back and forth. Other optics will allow you to use the gun iron sights or the scope. This is also done using the scroll wheel. To finish off the video, here are some miscellaneous controls and tips. When you're in a car, you use Q and E to shift gears, and yes, they're all manual transmissions. You can toggle your quick bar by tapping tilde, and you can toggle the rest of your HUD by holding tilde. Holding period will open up the gesture radial menu, but you can also access some of these gestures by pressing the F1 through F11 keys. Don't hold shift while going down a ladder unless you have gloves on, or your hands will get cut up. So if you've made it this far, congratulations! You now know how to play DayZ. Oh, but that doesn't mean you're any good at it.